Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will analyze the Q4 business update from Satin Creditcare, and we will look at their asset quality, the AUM loan book growth, and what are they doing to grow their business. So when we look at so let's start with the headline numbers, right? And they are quite strong because if you look at their overall AUM, or you can call it loan book, it has grown to around 15,275 crore, which is a growth of almost 19% YOY. And if you look from the quarter on quarter basis, the overall loan book grew by around 14%. But if but the things get more interesting when we look at the disbursement numbers, right? If you look for the whole year, the disbursement grew only by around 17%, which is around 12,516 crores overall. But the Q4 number says a different story. In Q4 alone, the disbursement grew by around 37% and QOQ. And if we take from the YOY perspective, it grew by around 43%. So this clearly shows that the things are changing in the. I hope the things are changing in the microfinance cycle, and things are getting better. Even because earlier the things were not that great, so the AUM as well as the disbursement were not growing at a higher rate because of all the problems which are happening in the microfinance space. Right, the companies were becoming more cautious and were not lending, more loans. So now, because the situations are getting better, it looks like the loan rate is also increasing. And it's not just that, because if you look at their customer expansions, right, that is also going on great, because the number clearly suggests the company has added over around 7.3 lakh new borrowers during this year. Out of that, around 2.5 lakh borrowers were just added in Q4. I mean, if we take the overall number, it's almost like close to around 30 to 35% of these borrowers were just added in the last year. This clearly shows that the company is getting confident that the microfinance cycle is changing, and they want to increase, they want to give more loans in the market, especially in the microfinance segment. And but if most important thing that we want to keep an eye is on the asset quality, right? Because in lending business, right, no matter how much how much is how much is the growth of loan book, or how much loan you are sending, they don't really matter if the asset quality is going bad, because when the asset quality goes back, the money never comes back, and then everything goes haywire. So if you look over here, this is where Satin Credit Care has improved, right? Because if we look from the credit cost perspective, it has come down from 4% to 3.8% in QOQ basis. And if we compare to the last year, it was around 4.6%. Now it is around 3.4%. And at the same time, the other most impressive thing that they're doing is their collection efficiency has improved to around 99.9%. This is almost perfect, which clearly shows that the customers are paying on time, and the stress on the overall loan book is reducing. And being an NBFC, this is a very, very positive signal. And if you look at the other thing, right, so they have raised in this whole year around 10,800 crores. But the overall borrowing cost has reduced by around 49 basis points, which is a good sign, because they are able to take this how to say raise this fund at a lower cost, which will help them in the future. And at the same time, if we look from the risk, right, from the risk perspective, the risk that I see from this is like the credit cost, which has come down from 4.6% to around 3.8% this year. It is still high if we compare to the overall NBFC segment, because if I take the average cost, right, in housing finance, the average credit cost is around 0.3 to 0.6%. Gold loan has at around 0.2 to 0.4%. Microfinance on a lower side has around 2%, and the higher side is around 4.5%. And if you look at Satin Credit Care, their credit cost is on the higher side. So this is one thing where I still feel the risk is there, and they have to work on to reduce this cost. And the other most important thing is microfinance is a cyclical business. I mean, no matter how much the company might have made money in the last cycle or is going to make in the future cycle, but one thing we should remember and should be keeping in mind, that microfinance is a cyclical business, because when economy slows down, it has an impact on the overall collection, and things go south. And the third thing, what I see over here, they are expanding very fast, and if they are not able to manage this expansion at a good rate, or I would say they're not able to give good loans, or then things can go south for them. So in conclusion, I would say like this, right? So the growth is strong, the asset quality is improving, the loan, the loan book is growing, the cost is coming down. But the real test for Satin Credit Care would be the consistency, because that's where are they able to maintain the asset quality, the loans that they are giving, are they good quality loans or bad quality loans. So it will be very interesting to watch for the next whole year, and it's not just for Satin Credit Care. I would say the whole microfinance cycle, we need to keep an eye, because things are changing. If you look at the overall number, because yesterday I posted about Utkarsh, of a small finance bank, things are also getting betting over there. So we will keep an eye on this, and I'll definitely keep you posted. And if you like this analysis, please do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And please do share it with your friends if you think this is useful. Thank you and God bless you.